afternoon. Kevin Martin, your UT admissions guy. This is the fourth video of a 5-part series presenting questions that you should consider as you navigate the transfer process and your application. The reason I'm framing this advice in terms of questions rather than here's 6 tips to improve your transfer application is because each of these questions are going to have different answers depending on who you are, what your expectations are, what experiences you bring to the table, can all these other different questions that you have to answer on your own that nobody else can answer for you. In the previous videos, I provided kind of an overview of how the transfer and first-time freshman process differs, a look at what kind of the typical transfer student looks like, and there really isn't a typical transfer student. The question I addressed in the last video was a simple one, and that's, why do you want to transfer, and specifically to UT Austin? The fourth question that I want to present to you is, why is the desired university or particular program the place that you want to go? And in particular, why are you choosing to transfer to UT Austin? So I mentioned that as part of one required essay is this personal statement, essay A. That's required in addition to one other essay that you can submit. But in this personal statement, that's going to be really important because you need to discuss, why it is that you want to transfer, and secondly, why UT Austin is the right place for you. And so there's a few questions you should consider whenever you approach this topic. So the first is, what are your current goals and how will the University of Texas help you achieve them? Where do you see yourself at graduation? Are you going to go to kind of medical school, law school, or do you have your eye on a corporate job or maybe a role in the government or nonprofit organization? Is there a particular area of research or a professor who's doing work at UT Austin that interests you? Is there something about Austin in particular that's drawing you there, right? Like there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that you can talk about. It could be, the outdoors. It could be the thriving music scene in Austin city limits. It can be kind of the technology and business culture, or the fact that there's just a lot of young, really interesting people that live in Austin. And the fifth thing that you might want to consider is, does UT have a niche or an uncommon area of study or even a specialty that's unavailable at your present university or that may not be available anywhere else? And so this is a particularly important question for those of you who are seeking admission to a program or a university or a program or a major that might be a little more uncommon. And so if you can identify specific resources at UT Austin's campus and say that's something I really want to be a part of, even though there's only, 5 students who are studying, like German studies program, for example, that's cool. Point that out if that's something that you want to do. One great piece of advice is to research different opportunities on UT Austin or other universities' campuses that can help identify ways that matches into your identity, your characteristics, your interests, that may be a little bit different or unique from other transfer applicants. Is there a student organization on campus you want to get involved with? Is there a movement within the community of Austin that you say, hey, I think it'd be really cool to be a part of that? If so, you will really impress your reviewer if you can demonstrate why you would be a valuable addition to the UT Austin campus or the community of Austin. But in particular, you should cite specific reasons. You should say, oh, I'm really interested in receiving a Children in Society certificate from the Bridging Disciplines program, or I want to study computer science, but I think business foundations is really neat as well. These personal statements should look like something between the rigor and the maturity that's between a kind of first-time freshman who's kind of a high school senior that isn't too sure what they want to do, that doesn't actually have experience in a college classroom, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the same standard as a kind of a PhD application or someone who wants to do further research or attend medical school. But your reviewer is going to have higher expectations for the quality of your personal statement relative to a first-time freshman. So that's actually going to be the last question that I will address in our final video on this transfer series, is providing some tips and information and further questions that you should consider when it comes to your transfer essay and also the required expanded resume. If you like this video, I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can have the up-to-the-minute latest information about increasing your admissions chances to UT Austin. As always, feel free to contact me directly at kevin@texadmissions.com. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.